Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Haley and or the Practical Maker here on YouTube. Today we are going to talk about three different pants patterns: the Frey Pants, Chanterelle pants, and Bob pants. All these pants are elastic waist, barrel leg or balloon leg shaped pants, and I know this style is very trendy right now. So I wanted to give you a quick overview and review of each of these so you can make a good decision if you are planning to make this style of pants. So let's start out with the Frey Pants. First of all, price. For a digital download, the Frey Pants retail for $22 USD. I'm based in the United States, so all of the prices will be USD going forward. The Frey Pants have slash pockets. They have waist pleats to make some shaping there. Again, elastic waist. They have a optional drawstring waist. Come in three different views: a balloon or barrel leg, a wide leg, and a shorts pattern. The Frey Pants have a finished size range from 41.5 to 68.375 hip. They have a 1.5-inch waist elastic. They are drafted based on a size 8 and a height of 5'8.5", 5'8.5" which is quite tall. I'm 5'5" for reference, and I usually lengthen all of my pants, but for these I did not. On the Frey Pants, the front rise or crotch depth is quite large. It ranges from 12.5 inches in the smallest size to 17 inches in the largest size. The inseam is a 26-inch inseam, so quite a long way or inseam compared to other pants on the market. And these were lovely to make. So now I'll show you my version of the Frey Pants and kind of the different alterations I made. So I kept the slash pockets. I don't know if you can see those. I used the elastic waist, but I tried to make this more of a flat front waist because I like that style better. So on the back, I sewed in a rectangle, and my machine doesn't do a great job with sewing on the elastic, so you can see the errors here. But on the back, I sewed in a rectangle, and then on the front, I sewed down to the edge of the waist. The elastic is a little too tight on these for me, so in my next pair, I would make this elastic longer. But that's a personal error, not an error of the pattern. Also, the front rise on these is quite long. Again, the 12.5 to 17-inch front rise is pretty long, and they fall a little higher than I'd like. So in future patterns, I would remove about an inch from the front and the back rise. Here are the front pleats. I did those. I really like that detail. You can kind of see that the shaping for the barrel or balloon leg is kind of closer to the ankle than the hip, and they taper off at the bottom, which I like, because wide leg pants in Minnesota in the winter are definitely a challenge. So that's my first pair of Frey Pants, and let's move along to the Chantrell pants. So this pattern retails for $16.95 USD. As written, the pants pattern for view B specifically includes cuff pleats, patch front and back pockets, elastic waist, and finish sizes ranging from a 40-inch to a 73-inch hip. It does come with three different views. View A is a wide leg, view B is the barrel or balloon leg, and view C is the shorts. For this specific video, we're going to be talking about view B. This pattern is drafted for a height of 5'5" inches, which I still find a little bit short for this specific view. Even though I am 5'5", the inseam is 25 inches, which is is shorter than the Frey Pants, but as we'll move on, a little bit longer than the bob pants. So let's talk about how I made this pattern and alterations I made in my finished version. So this is my version. I used a cotton shirting from SR Harris in kind of a railroad stripe. I really liked it. So for this version, I took this kind of slash or curved edge pocket construction from view A, and I used it in this pattern, which I see, or this version, and I see now why they use the patch pockets on this version, because they're a little bit more close fitting in the thigh and leg hip area than the view A is, which is quite wide leg. So a little bit less room in there for your hands, but I like this better than the patch pockets, especially when you are using a patterned fabric. I feel like it blends in a little bit better and you don't have to worry as much about pattern matching. So I made these kind of as is. I did not follow the pressing guide for the back pockets. I just kind of made them angled because I'm a little bit lazy. I did the top stitching in this kind of cool brown color, the zigzag. And then I don't think I did the cuff pleats right, but I did them too many times. And so I'm not really going to go back and fix them at this point. So for these, I did not do anything to the crotch depth. I think I find these fit pretty well. It's kind of a smaller crotch depth starting out than the other two pairs that I will mention. The curve on these, you can kind of see, falls closer to the ankle right here, and they're a little bit more fitted in the hip and the leg, which I enjoy. So I really like the Chanterelle VB pants that I made. The fabric is a little bit too light for winter. Now it's winter time in Minnesota. So they're really good early fall and spring/summer pant that I envision a lot of the use of this coming spring. So those are the Chanterelle pants. Let's move on to the third and final, the bob pants. So this is a pattern I found when I was first starting to make garment patterns, and Young Folk Knits has made a bunch of these, and I figured why not try. So let's quickly review the specs of the bob pants and how I made them. So the bob pants retail for $13.89 USD. They feature inseam pockets. There are no additional views. They have an elastic waist. They use a 1.5-inch elastic. They have a pretty deep crotch depth like the other two. They have a 10.5-inch to a 16.1/8-inch crotch depth, and they're pretty short. They have a 24.5/8-inch inseam. These are the finished version of my bob pants. Again, I did the flat front for the elastic. So on this one, I think the rectangle's on the outside, and then the two seams are on the inside. I lengthened these probably 2 inches at the bottom. I did the pockets as written. I probably sized down about 1 size on these as well. And you can see the curve on these is kind of closer to the ankle. think I shortened this crotch depth by at least an inch on the front and the back. So in the future, I would continue to do these modifications. I like a longer pant leg and less rise on the crotch. All right, so I enjoyed making these 3 pairs immensely. I've made the multiple pairs of bob pants. I'd like to do another pair of Frey Pants and another pair of Chanterelles as well. I've made the wide leg version several times of the Chanterelles. So my final review, which one do I enjoy the most and which one do I not like as much? So just ranked on pricing, you know, the Frey Pants are a little bit more expensive at the $22. Chanterelle pants are kind of middle of the road, and bob pants are at the end. However, the bob pants don't include multiple views, and if you have to do some sewing magic to make that happen. For that reason, I do like the Frey and Chanterelle pants. I'm gonna have to rank the Frey Pants as my number one. I really like the shaping and that they taper down at the leg. I also think the pleat is kind of a fun detail in the front that you don't see on a lot of these barrel leg, balloon leg pants. Second, I would rank the Chanterelle pants just because they are a little bit slimmer in the leg. You get 3 views with this pattern, and they have a wide library on their website, so Liberated does, of how to make alterations to this pattern, hack it, and just make it really fit well for you. So I like that option and that availability as well. And then coming in third would be the bob pants, just because they only have one view, and I have to alter the pattern pretty significantly to be able to wear them and like wearing them. The pockets on those aren't really my favorite, and there's not really a way to alter them because I'll show you, the back leg kind of wraps around the front, uh, and so it's a little bit tricky to do the slash pockets, at least for me, as I'm kind of a novice sewist still. Although still a really great pattern, really fun summer pant. I just don't think it's the highest ranked of these 3. So that wraps up my review of these 3 pants. What are your thoughts? Have you made these? Which ones are your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. So thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you stuck around to the end. If you want to hang out other places on the internet, I'll stick that list right up here for you to see. And happy making!